Well, it's a program that provides fresh meals for people in need across Dane County, and they need your help to continue their mission, especially this time of year.
Right now, but their mission, it lasts all year round. WMTV's Ellie Pomerleau is joining us live from the hub of Meals on Wheels, this program, and with more on how people can get involved. Good morning, Ellie.
Yeah, good morning, you two. I'm out here at SSM Health at Home to tell you a little bit more about this important program. Volunteers are delivering nearly 300 meals out to people across Dane County Monday through Friday. So it really takes a team. I want to bring in a long-time volunteer. Over 30 years she's been helping out with this program. We've got Vanna Steffens here. So tell us a little bit about how you started to get involved with Meals on Wheels.
Well, our church delivered meals on the weekends when we had weekend delivery, and so I was scheduling people to deliver meals, and then my husband and I delivered meals ourselves as part of that scheduling process, and got involved in knowing how that program works. So.
Yeah, why is this program so important to you? We had a chance to chat a little bit about this before.
Yeah, well, it's the interaction with the people. You may be the only person that person sees all day from the outside world, and they're very appreciative of your interaction and bringing the meals and stuff, and they know you're volunteering and you're not getting paid to do this. It's purely volunteer, and just enjoy the interaction and getting out there and being with these folks.
So well said. Thank you so much for, over 30 years of supporting people in Dane County. It means a lot to them and to the program. If you are interested in getting involved, you can head to WMTV15news.com. We have information on there so you can contact staff and get started. Just like she said, it really makes a difference. It's not just about getting those meals out, it's about making those connections as well. For now, reporting live in Madison, Ellie Pomerleau for 15 News.
Yeah, great way to give back this holiday season. Why not, right?
Small connection can go a long way,
Certainly
especially
does.
during this time.